Hello there, my fellow open world gamers and Assassin's Creed fanatics. What's up? It's Robbie with Open World Games, and we've got some brand new gameplay clips from Assassin's Creed Syndicate, as well as new details. And I am joined with my good friend Brett from UbiCentral.
What's going on, everyone?
It is going good over here. So yes, Ubisoft recently uploaded a video titled Gamers React to Assassin's Creed Syndicate. In this video, they showed off some stealth gameplay, combat, and so much more. What did you think of the new gameplay, Brett?
It was actually surprising. They showed us some gameplay during night, which we haven't seen before, and we actually saw Jacob in some different clothes this time around.
Yes, finally. We know that customization is going to be a big part of this game. We don't know exactly how it works, if it's going to be like AC Unity or not, but one of the big things that really stuck out to me personally was when one of the players mentioned that the controls felt much better and less floaty. Now, this was my experience as well. Compared to AC Unity, the controls are so much better. They are, less sluggish. They're way more responsive, and as the player mentioned, they felt much more grounded. So it's looking good for the controls, and I do think not having it online does help with that. There's not as much lag, so it definitely felt more responsive.
And what do you think towards the combat section as well?
I didn't really get to mess around too much with combat, but from what I felt with combat, it just felt familiar, just way more faster. I would say it was like 3 times faster than any other Assassin's Creed game, especially AC Unity. AC Unity is more deliberate with the combat and your strikes. AC Syndicate, on the other hand, is much more brutal up close. You got to really get in there, and it's really about that hand-to-hand combat.
Speaking of customization as well, GameSpot posted this interview the other day with the creative director on AC Syndicate, and before we jump into that, they also posted this image of the game, and this revealed Jacob holding a new cane sword. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Ooh, it looks pretty cool. Now, it looks like a phoenix or dragon instead of the usual rook sword that we saw previously, and of course I cannot wait to get my hands on the cane sword. I want one that's like a lollipop looking one. That really just sticks out. It's like, bam, this is Robbie's sword, cane sword. But maybe they will have that in the game where you can actually decorate the look of your cane sword. But I would imagine that you would probably just upgrade them, gain new types of cane swords as you go along. Then, he was also wearing a different gauntlet than we've ever seen before. Now, we have seen in previous trailers when they complete an objective or a mission that there's an indication that these will be rewards. So, of course, weapons, gear, and stuff like that will be rewarded to you as you progress through AC Syndicate.
And that customization system actually sounds pretty cool, like customizing your own cane sword and things like that.
Yeah.
That would actually be really cool if they did something like that, but I mean, it's probably not going to happen since they haven't been talking about customization, but I mean, it would still be a really cool feature for the future of the series.
Yeah, definitely. He went on to talk about the story in the game, and also a lot of you have been wondering about the modern day section. What can we expect from that? What do they have to say about that, Brett?
The creative director went on to say, the Assassin's Creed series story is still going somewhere, absolutely. The overarching story is divided up into cycles, so we have what we call the Desmond cycle, which ended with AC3. Black Flag was the transition point between the Desmond cycle and the new cycle.
Interesting. My biggest thing that I want to see return is third-person gameplay in modern day, much like we have with Desmond. I really don't know what to make of this transition from going from third person in the historical gameplay and then first person perspective when you get into the modern day. What would you prefer? Third person, first person, something like Desmond's story, or something like AC Unity?
I would say third person because
Yeah.
it allows you to see what your character is like instead of like first person. You don't even know what he looks like really, or he or she, whatever. Yeah, in third person, you get to know that character a lot more just by seeing them. It's something really simple, but just allowing you to see that person gets you more attached to the character.
Yes, exactly. I remember a lot of people were complaining about Desmond when he was around, and that now they really want him back. I mean, it's so funny. That's all people talk about. It's like, where's Desmond? We miss him so much. But, they went on to say that AC3 was the end of the Desmond cycle, which is sort of disappointing. I was hoping that he would live on like the Matrix. Then they go on to say, and then we start up the new cycle, which I think will become much clearer with Assassin's Creed Syndicate without spoiling it. I can't go into more details about the present day story other than to say it's coming back. It is going to make sense for our players, and they're going to understand the conflict between the Assassins and the Templars. It would be really nice to be able to finally understand some of the story in Assassin's Creed, because sometimes I just don't understand what's going on. So
Yeah, I'm like you with that, especially the modern day sometimes can get like pretty heavy with story and stuff. So hopefully it is a lot more simple, but it gives you a lot of details about like assassins and Templars and like why they're fighting and all of that stuff.
I really want it to make sense this time, and I see them going after sort of a Matrix approach. I swear someone over there that's creating these games is a huge fan of the Matrix. And then he said some other things. What else did he have to say?
He basically ended off the interview by saying one of the things that's been super important for him and for the team is to make sure the player feels that in the present day story, he or she is important. And that's what they're doing, is helping the assassins in the war against the Templars, and that they're not just sourcing data for someone like an Assassin's Creed Unity, basically.
Okay, that's really good to hear. And they ended the whole article by saying that they are trying to make sure that this game has no bugs in it at launch. That's one of the most important things, because AC Unity was a disaster at launch. We really want a smooth launch. And you know, again, I have played the game at E3 2015, and it was a wonderful experience. It wasn't anything like AC Unity. I really do think that it being single player only is helping that with the game. But guys, there you have it. Assassin's Creed Syndicate is shaping up to be something very special for Assassin's Creed fans and open world gamers everywhere. Look forward to more coverage right here on Open World Games and at UbiCentral. Check it out in the description below. But thank you for joining us, my fellow assassins, and say goodbye to everyone, Brett.
Bye, everyone. Love you.
I love you all.
Bye.